Hello troglodytes, and welcome back to another video. So, today we're going to be checking out how well Nvidia graphics cards function on Bazzite Linux. How well will it work in the desktop mode? How well will it work in the gaming mode? How well does the SteamOS compositor work with the proprietary Nvidia drivers? And so on and so forth. And we're going to be performing this again on the Alien that we checked out in the previous video with its RTX 3070 mobile. And yeah, it's going to be pretty neat. So, on to the video. Alrighty then. So, here we are, booted into the desktop. And, well, for starters, the Steam thing does not want to display a picture here, which is great. Steam is just like, no. We're not doing that. Also, my main microphone, my blue Snowball, which I've had for probably over a decade, maybe 12, no? Yeah, probably 11 years at this point, I think has finally died. So I'm using the microphone on my webcam, which is probably not going to be very good. So sorry about that. I guess I'll have to replace it with a real microphone at some point. Yeah. So anyway, if we try to do, oh, okay. So the library works. It's just that the store now works. Okay. That's a good sign. So when I tried to record this previously with my microphone being broken, we tried to go back into the gaming mode, and let's see what will happen this time. Because the last time it tried to go into gaming mode, and then it just didn't. It just kind of dumped me back on the desktop, which was not exactly what I wanted, so it's doing it again. We have a frozen mouse cursor. Here we go, okay. Yeah, and then it just does this, and then it does the Steam startup thing again. So clearly something has gone wrong. I might try rebooting it, but yeah, it seems like the gaming mode just doesn't work. Probably gonna ask me to log back into Steam again using my QR code, so I'm gonna cut past that. Will this work? Okay, so this is running the same driver. So this is running the Nvidia proprietary driver again, so all that stuff should work. So there's that. In my last video, we didn't test ray tracing at all. So let me just collapse all collections. Go down here to RTX on. What I want to try. Not super big. I do. Oh no, I don't. It's showing up on the laptop. Oh, because okay, cool. So that's working. Running at 100 something frames per second. That's always nice. Is it still loading or something? Why is that? Ray tracing on, reflections high, ray tracing on, ambient occlusion high, ray tracing on, global illumination high, ray tracing on, volumetric light, all this other stuff is and this menu does not really work on the controller at all. Let's just turn some of this other stuff off, like film grain and chromatic aberration and that kind of stuff, just to make the recording a bit easier. And we're getting about 80 frames per second here, so that's good, and it is rendering correctly. So Seems like ray tracing does seem to work. Balance. Quality. Can I turn up the DLSS factor then? Quality mode. Still getting like 70 frames per second, so that's pretty good. This is running with all of the ray tracing with DLSS at like well over 60 frames, so clearly having a full-fat RTX graphics card is going to be really good for ray tracing. Yeah, that's why people buy Nvidia, because ray tracing. So that's working. I guess we have all the ray tracings. I guess this is turning into more of a how good is the RTX 3070, which is pretty cool. Let's try Portal with RTX. How will that work? Ah, here we go. Yeah, for RTX graphics, press Alt X to bring up the RTX menu. Okay, well, that's what it says, but then we just have this broken menu. Well, I am pressing, maybe if I press it on this keyboard. Guys, I'm pressing Alt X. It's not working. I can't bring up the graphics menu. Nope, it just doesn't. It just doesn't. Let's try Quake 2 with RTX. Maybe this one will work. This is also an RTX remix project. So let's see if this will have the same problem or... Okay. I do own the retail copy, but we're just gonna... Okay. So that's a good sign. Render, RTX, video mode, desktop. That kind of good stuff. DFSR1. Do not have DLSS in here? Maybe this is before that was a thing. Okay, well, let's just leave that alone and start a new game on easy since I'm playing with a trackpad. Okay, well that's I mean that's working. Which is good. I don't know why I have my headphones on. There's no audio coming out of my desktop. Yeah, we're getting what, 75 frames per second? Die. This controller can work. Oh, it does actually kind of work. Oh my god. Oh god, the laptop's getting loud. Yay, we hit somebody. I see we're back over here again. We keep going, why not? Okay, go down the hallway. Yeah. This is a pretty old demo, and it's pretty simple, but we're getting, what, 50-ish frames now? Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. Can I blow that up? Yeah, okay. Come on. I'm playing with a controller. How much ammo do I have? I don't know. Oof, yeah, we're, well, that's cool. Let's just see if updating it will fix anything. Maybe I should try that. And then reboot it, maybe? I don't know. That's what we're gonna do. So anyway, this is something I also didn't mention in my original, when I showed off using the console, is that this is the most reliable way to update Bazzite, is to do it through the updater. This updater, top grade, the little system update applet, because in the gaming mode, if you run the updater from there, sometimes it'll just like pretend to download an update and then reboot and do nothing. So this is the best way to do it. Come on. We're getting the gray screen. This is typical for my desktop, the console. Oh, let's go. All right, now we're cooking with dynamite. Alrighty then, so we're back. And yeah, it turns out that when I'm in the gaming mode, it does not like the external display, and also it doesn't like a lot of things. Go back to the display, and I can't. So there are no settings for the resolution. Which is awkward. That should be there. And if we go over to the System tab, we're going to see, okay, cool, but Fedora 42, Bazzite Deck Nvidia, OS build 42, stable, blah, 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 the kernel. We go back down here to the hardware, okay, cool. GPU, that's our processor, frequency, core count, thread count, RAM, video card. Wait a minute, that's not the right video card. And yeah, you'd be right, because that just doesn't, it just doesn't. With this setup, we're back to the weird Mesa thing we had in the previous video, where it just don't. Okay, so let's see what happens when we try to play a game in the gaming mode. I'm just going to click play. I said I'm going to click play, and we're going to see if it explodes or not. Okay, thank you. So we have both GPUs showing up in the little thing up there. It says we're getting 400 FPS. Oh no. Oh no. Seizure warning. Okay. Something's not happy here. Okay, it's stabilized. Now it's a black screen. I can probably show this without giving everybody epileptic seizures. Now it's just on a black screen. Down. Didn't work. Let's try something that we knew worked on the desktop mode. Maybe I should have started with that. Try Lego Builder's Journey. So there is that. I just enable VRR. That seems to help, actually. Okay, so it is running on the Nvidia graphics chip, and we're getting, what, 80 frames per second? Again, it's hard for you to see this because my other monitor's in the way, and there's not really a whole lot I can do about that. So, just trust. Oh, you know what I can do, actually? This stuff I just changed. So when I'm in this mode, you can't see anything. Here we go. Now you can see what the game scope is doing. So yeah, this is running actually really good. So it seems like enabling VRR is the secret to make it not flicker, which is good. So yeah, this is actually kind of working, surprisingly. It's just a little bit extra janky, that's all. Even though in the actual interface, it's not running very good. Well, this is just how this game runs, I guess. But yeah, it's fine in the desktop mode. So I guess one of my takeaways from this is that clearly the Nvidia on the gaming mode really doesn't work all that well. As we saw, there's a lot of flickering, kind of inconsistent if games will work or not. The menus were being weird. The Nvidia GPU wasn't showing up in the actual game scope, I guess, menu system. That was really, really laggy. You couldn't set like the display resolution. I guess it said that the output when you're trying to do like 1440p or higher is broken. So I don't even know if I can test that because it wasn't outputting to external displays. I don't know if it's supposed to. I've only ever tested even the regular Bazzite with just the regular internal display, and that was just a single display, never with a multi-display setup like on my Steam Deck or the console. Doesn't really seem like something that you'd want a multi-display setup for anyway, because like that's not how you'd use your PlayStation or your Xbox or whatever, right? It's just meant to behave like that. So I don't know. I'm just gonna take their word for it that if you try to run this at 1440p or higher, it's not gonna work. And I'll also definitely believe that HDR would be Borkus. But yeah, I mean this is at least running pretty okay. So there's that. So yeah, so it seems like if you are going to be in Nvidia desktop mode, if you are an Nvidia user, don't run Bazzite. Run like literally anything else that just runs a normal desktop environment and is not GameScope, because I know that Valve they're cooking on getting the open source Nvidia stack working under GameScope, but as we saw, it is not meant to use the proprietary driver. It is just not happy with the proprietary Nvidia driver. But yeah, in the regular desktop mode, as we saw before with like Endeavor OS and now Bazzite, that's pretty good. So if you want the stability of the stability of having an immutable distro, I guess it's set up with like DistroBox and stuff, so you can, I guess, install apps from anywhere, like, you know, Debians, like RPMs, Flatpaks, .deb files, whatever. I guess that's pretty cool. Most of the main benefit of Bazzite is the gaming mode, where you get the beautiful SteamOS compositor with all of its magical features and VRR support and HDR support, and, you know, having the compositor just fix your game and make it like work properly, which is pretty impressive. So I don't know if I'd want to run it stock like this, but I don't know if I just want to run things in the regular desktop mode. But clearly running, again, desktop mode, mostly fine. Gaming mode, no. That's my ultimate conclusion. But Car X Street, it was so weird because like some games just don't seem to work in the gaming mode, but they work better over here. Maybe that's some of the weird Vulkan incompatibilities with how the SteamOS compositor wants to work, I guess. it's not cooked yet, and it just doesn't work on an Nvidia card. Stick with AMD, because that's what the SteamOS compositor is really meant to work with, and you'll be good. So that's about it. Bye.